your level of confidence, right? But I think I understand what he's saying. You know, they're a young squad. They don't want the success to get to their head because it's just one step down the one step in the process that is going to be long. It's a month-long process. So he wants them to know what the objective is, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. So they need to focus on the next game, not get caught up on the result of the first one.
I think it's a balance, right? I can appreciate his comments, but I think especially with a young squad, it's important that you reinforce that they are doing the right things. I get what you're saying. Gucci would continue to challenge them, continue to motivate them to not get content, to not think that they've already peaked, which is not the case for this group. You saw they score 4 goals. They want the 5th. They want the 6th. They want the 7th. But I think there is a level of, encouragement. You can say we did X, Y, and Z right, but we're not done. To your point, there's still a lot more to come.
Doesn't the 7-0 already speak for that?
Does it what?
Doesn't it speak for that already in a sense?
It does, but I still think you finish the game. It's not a matter of just saying, hey, that wasn't good enough. We need more. I think you say, listen, that was well done. We had a game plan. We executed that game plan. That wasn't the best opponent. The road's going to get tougher from here. But listen, I want this group to be confident, to continue to push and try to execute in that same way as you continue to progress in this tournament, and ultimately they're trying to get to the final and win a tournament, right, and win a cup.
The road gets immediately tougher, right, in that now you're playing a powerhouse in Europe, traditionally Germany. I guess it was also interesting to me to hear Luis Enrique say that he might make changes for this game. You're playing Germany, and if you get a win in this game, you're already through and you can afford to rest players in the next game. Why would you make changes in this game?
I mean, the opponents are different. I mean, Costa Rica, Germany, they're going to be different opponents, different tactics, but also the game means a lot more for Germany than it did for the first game against Costa Rica. So they might have to change tactics, basically. I mean, but that's why you have a roster of 24 to 26 players for the World Cup. You have players that are capable of jumping in different circumstances and different scenarios, and I think that he might see a need to do that based on how Germany has come out in the first game.
I don't see any changes that are necessary. I mean, your team put 7 up. That's a group that's going to be confident, right? To me, you've executed your game plan. I think when you start making changes too quickly, and I think when you start adjusting to the opponent, I think it sends the wrong message. I want the opponent to have to adjust to me, especially when you're coming off of that result. Germany's coming into this game having drop points, so the onus and there's more pressure on them. There's more of a desperation to get points out of this game. So if I'm Spain, I roll out that same lineup. Maybe you tweak one player, but from what I saw, I thought they looked good and they looked like they're ready for Germany.
Let's head over to Chad, because Chad, I'm interested. Let's talk about Germany and a player that maybe this side, maybe Spain are going to have to adjust to.
Listen, Jamal Musiala is the real deal. The 19-year-old phenom is going to give Spain headaches. He's phenomenal in 1v1 situations with the ball at his feet. He is a magician, You hear me? And who knows what's going to happen when he has the ball at his feet. I'm really excited. I can't wait to watch him play. Oh, my goodness. Oh my. Stop playing. Listen, this isn't FIFA. This is at the World Cup. This is at the biggest stage. 1, 2, 3 people. 4. You're not supposed to be able to do this. That's going to be, I can't wait. Okay, back to you.
Thank you, Chad. All right, listen, that was Group B. Let's talk about Group F then, because this is an interesting one as well. Belgium, top of the group at the moment, the only team to pick up 3 points. Croatia and Morocco split the points, and Canada bottom of the table. Next up for Belgium is Morocco. That is on Sunday. Kevin De Bruyne said this when he was asked about whether Belgium can win the World Cup. His response was, no chance, we're too old. I think that was tongue-in-cheek, right? I think he's aware of all the criticism that is being levied at Belgium, and that is one of the things that people are saying about this Belgium side. It's good to have you in this conversation, because you've been working as a sporting director in Belgium, so you're obviously very familiar with the setup over there. I guess Belgium beat Canada, but they were not the better side, right? Fair to say. Given all the talent that we know that they have, right, and the quality that they have on the ball, how do you explain that performance against Canada?
I mean, honestly, even within the country, people think that their chance was 2018 and that they don't actually have a chance to win the World Cup. We know that they have a talented squad. They show that week in and week out at club level, but it just doesn't seem that Belgium of 4 years ago in terms of their performances, in terms of their effectiveness. So they still have a very, very, very strong team, but I'm not convinced that they can get much further than the next round.
I actually give a lot of credit to that whack performance because of Canada. I thought John Herman, he's been getting
Canada
a lot of...
made them look bad is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I attribute that more to Canada playing well than and maybe that's forced Belgium to look really poorly because Kevin De Bruyne, We were talking about it, right? I was saying take him out of the game because he wasn't in the game. And I think those were the tactics
Never
of
hear
Canada.
anybody say,
But my,
right?
but my point in that is Belgium hasn't been playing even leading up to the World Cup. They haven't been playing well, and so everybody's perception of the team right now has not been strong. No, nothing to take away from Canada. They worked them for 90 minutes, but in saying that, Belgium hasn't been playing great.
I'm talking about Spain, though. You said, hey, it's a process. This is a World Cup. It's a month-long thing, right? I mean, did Belgium now go on and improve? That's what Roberto Martinez has said, that they will get better with each performance.
And I think they will. And this is the mark of a team that can do damage. When you play poorly and you can still find a way to find that decisive moment, Batshuayi gets that goal. To your point, yeah, Canada was a better team for 90 minutes. But in that one moment, they make the decisive play that gets them 3 points that go a long way to them now potentially qualifying for the group. And you're right, it's a tournament. You don't peak on day one. You grow. You go from strength to strength. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from poor performances. And the hope and the belief is that they'll get better. Maybe Lukaku gets fit and he's able to contribute to this team as
We're
well.
missing him for sure. Okay, well, where did Canada go next? That's also Group F, of course. They take on Croatia. They were the better side, as we said, against Belgium. Didn't get any points from that game, though. And after the match, Canada's manager, John Herdman, said this: I told them they belong here, and we're going to go, and we're going to... Croatia, that is as simple as it gets. Big talk. The Croatian media, tabloids, didn't respond all too well with that. They popped back at him. We're not going to show you how, because it wasn't very polite, but they did come back at him.
Google it.
I mean, he did not care about being politically correct at all.
Sure didn't, but is it just good management? Because you know what? Everybody is talking about John Herdman. Nobody is talking about Canada. The fact that, was it Alphonso Davies missed a penalty? The fact that they didn't get 3 points? We're talking about him.
Listen, he's done a great job at managing this squad, even throughout the qualification processes. We didn't expect them to win the group the way that they did, and they won it in such a comfortable fashion. And now they came out in the World Cup, and they literally dominated Belgium minus winning the game, but they really outplayed them for 90 minutes, and nobody would have expected this 2 years ago from a Canada side. So Herdman has done a real good job at developing this squad's confidence and executing that confidence on the field.
No, you're spot on, and we're going to take a look at some of those tactics that you're hinting at and talking about against Belgium. I mean, the reason why Kevin De Bruyne wasn't effective, the reason why he couldn't get on the ball is John Herdman knew what he was doing. He set out and he played with 3 strikers that went and pressed those 3 center backs from Belgium. So whenever they got on the ball, they made the play predictable. They cut off the passing lanes to the central players. You would see the midfielders from Canada stepping in to try to close down that space as well. But as the ball shifting from side to side, you see the wingbacks come into play. They go and press. They try to recirculate the ball. They just had no way of getting their most dangerous players, which are your Kevin De Bruyne's, your Yuri Tillman, your Axel Witsels on the ball, because Canada was just so good. They were collectively on point. They all knew their roles and responsibilities, and they had triggers of when to go and step to press the ball. And I thought they were effective with that. We've seen that from John Herdman. He has a good tactical plan for each opponent that he has. Croatia's the next one up. He will have done his due diligence. He'll have a game plan going into that game. And listen, that statement, yeah, it's a bold statement, but with that, the amount of talent that they have within that team and the organization that you were just hinting at and talking about, I think they can get a result against Croatia.
Real talk, though, right? Just very, very quickly. If you play that well and you don't get a result, does it take away from your confidence? Do they go into this one less confident?
And they ain't been here in how long, right? So I think they have nothing to lose, and that's, if anything, they'll walk out of that game feeling kind of how the U.S. felt against the England game, right? Like, you should have done more, you should have got more of it.
Even better than that, because even after the loss, everybody's only speaking about their performance, how well they did, how good they dominated Belgium. Nobody's really talking about the defeat. They're talking about the hope and aspirations for them moving on and the possibility of them
So in a
even
weird way, they'll have confidence.
Ooh, okay. All right, Gooch, you're leaving us. Thank you, baby. It's good to have you with us.
My
I
brother.
appreciate you.
Always. Sir.
Okay, what have we got coming up? Yesterday, remember we brought you Muchos Cinco.
No.
Tonight we're going to bring you the real deal, everybody. Ocho Cinco
Ocho cinco.
is next on World Cup Tonight.
I'm not doing it. Ocho Cinco.
I'm not doing it, but you did it.